Welcome back to a new episode of the Hofacker Show. I have a very special guest with me. How do you pronounce your last name?
So my name is my first name is Michael, right? And then my last name is Buddy. Like that's how you actually pronounce it, Buddy. Buddy. So it's like P-A-R-I. And my whole life I said Perry. So everyone's like, oh, it's like P-E-R-R-Y. But yeah.
At first before I even met you, I was like, is it Papri, or Capri Sun? I don't know. He is an upcoming content creator, YouTuber. He's a photographer, videographer. If you guys are not subscribed to him, go ahead and do so. On YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, it will be in the description. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button for me. If you're coming to this video to watch Michael and see what Michael says, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You are currently a student you're a freshman, right?
I'm a sophomore. I'm almost done. Yeah, with my associates.
Where at?
At Daytona State College. I'm an ambassador over there, and I do a whole bunch of other stuff too. But like, I'm almost done pretty much. I take like 6 classes at a time. Like it's mandatory for me to take 6 classes at a time, so I have to.
Mandatory.
Yeah, like they're like, okay, well here's $10,000 for your scholarship, but you have to take 6 classes at a time, and in the honors program. So it's like, why do you even give me?
Man.
And I run the YouTube, so it's like. And like a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's like, why do I even get the ambassadorship if I have to do all this stuff? I guess I'm showing like a good influence for the college, but like.
When you said that, I thought you were just doing that because you want to set a high standard for yourself.
I do, but I wouldn't do that because of that. I would just put more YouTube videos out. When you told me to post more on YouTube, like more than once a week, I was like, I'm so down. Yeah. But then I'm like, I'm so like ready, but I can't.
Yeah, I'm so caught up in other stuff that I wish I had time.
You're a freshman.
I am a freshman. So let's just get right into it. So you take 6 classes. You have a YouTube channel. On top of that, which is the first topic that we'll get into, is you've been doing the 75 hard challenge. For what day are you on right now?
I don't know, dude. I honestly, to check the day, I just go to my Instagram and I look at my recent posts and I'm like, okay, well, yesterday was this, and then I just look at it. But I've already done it for more than 30 days, so it's already become a lifestyle for me, or like a super habit. Yeah. So, but I'm on like day I think almost 40 now. Yeah. I do all the stuff. Like I take the progress photos. I do the gallon of water. I read the pages.
So go into it. So for people listening, what goes into, why is it the 75 hard challenge?
75 hard is a popular internet sensation that has happened. It happened, I think, a couple years ago is when it came out, and I can't remember the guy who made it. But before I started the 75 hard challenge, I was waking up at 5 a.m. every day for 30 days. And on day like 20 to 25, my friend Jarrett comes up to me. He's like, yo, I've got this challenge for you. Like it's called 75 hard. I want to see if you want to hop on it with me. And he sends me like a 45-minute podcast. And so the way it introduces it is like, you have to watch the podcast to really get into the challenge, because it tells you like, well, don't try and do like, there's no loopholes. Like don't do this, don't do this, don't do this.
You can't dance around it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't like miss a sip of water. You can't like not read 10 pages. You read at least 10. So, what the challenge consists of is, and I actually got a couple of my friends on it, but I think I'm the only one still standing, to be honest. Like all my other friends, like they've gone it for like, I think they maybe 10 to 20 days tops, and they did it like a year ago. And the ones that did it now kind of stopped on day 5. But it's just a matter of, I don't know what it is. Dude, I feel like it's genetics. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, dude.
No, I think it all comes down to how bad you really want it.
I do really want it, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't, I guess they don't want it, but like this is what I'm talking about, is like what makes someone really want it? You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
So like what brings someone to a point where like you really, really want it? Like other people, it just doesn't seem like people want things nowadays. Or like it maybe like they want something, but they're just kind of like, yeah, but this anime show is like good, so I'm gonna be on here for 4 hours.
Exactly. Oh my God.
So I don't understand.
It takes a lot of willpower, resilience.
Let me talk really quick about what it is, 75 hard.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So what is your daily schedule and how you fit completing all this stuff for the challenge?
I plan out my days so it's so complicated. There's so much stuff you have to learn about personal development. When I look up to people like, and this is like, I'm sorry, it branches off into many other things because I talk about this with my friends all the time. A lot of people hate on it. They will say like, oh yeah, like I don't need to read books about self-development to learn so-and-so about time management or motivation or so blah, blah, blah. I don't need a planner by Brendan Burchard, which is the world's leading high performance coach, to get to my schedule more faster. Like, it's like, obviously you don't need these things.
Right.
But just showing the fact that I've won all the awards that I've won, and like I'm where I'm at right now, and I'm on like a steady path to where I'm going. I think a lot of it has to do with the reading that you do and like the research, and I guess how bad you really want it. But if someone asks me like what the key to success is, I still don't know. It's like,
for sure.
It's so hard to say because there's so many different factors involved. So you've got to drink a gallon of water every day. You've got to read at least 10 pages a day. you have to do 2 workouts a day. And I brought up the self-development because the way I got into making all these habits was by first using the High Performance Planner by Brendan Burchard. And then that's how it really started to get me in. And the planner does different things for certain people. Like for someone else, the High Performance Planner might help someone plan out their day. For me, that wasn't what it helped out with. For me, it helped with prioritizing. So prioritizing means like, what are the things that you love in your life? Like I love making new businesses and I love failing at new businesses, so I know what I did wrong and starting new ones.
I love that.
I need to stop making new businesses and start focusing more on YouTube. And that's what prioritizing means, is like cutting out some of the bad things, so that, or not bad things, but just things that are like cutting away. So like I have this thing written on my board in my room that's called dive deep into one thing, and that thing would be YouTube and social media.
I like that.
That's inevitably going to lead to everything else.
If you do deep work into one thing, eventually down the road, things will sparkle and things will open up.
Unless you're doing the wrong thing, and then it's just
exactly.
Unless you pick like the ultimately wrong thing. There's a lot. It happens to a lot of people, but like it's because they don't put enough effort into it. Because if they did it right, they'd know that that's not the right thing to do.
And people say like, "Oh, I've tried it, and I just know it doesn't work for me." But
you know what? But I think it's genetics, though.
So explain that. Explain how.
Okay, so like I'm thinking like.
No, I'm serious. Like, how does genetics go into?
You know, like how people say like, oh, but you're built because you're genetics, or so like you have hella good abs and like you're lean, because I feel like that's like people are like, oh, that's genetics, but you put it in the work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you did your whatever your crunch is. You like lean down by eating healthy and all that, but you might have a high metabolism by genetics, but like it's only part of it. But like with success,
So that's with the viewer of jealousy.
With what?
Of being jealous, like people being jealous. That's a part of it.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but continue.
That's like a good way to relate back to it, is because I think that success, because my mom had a very successful business. She had a daycare that she was making more money than everyone in Costa Rica when she was around my age.
Okay.
And my dad was into real estate and he was really good. He was booming when he was about my age. And now they're living really humbly, like out of debt, and they're kind of just like living like really nice. They're really supportive. And all they do is keep me healthy, feed me, and I provide like with help out with money. But like what I'm saying is like, I think that their minds really contribute to like the way that I'm going now. And I think that that's why education is so important, because if you don't have the genetics to start off with, then
You're already a step behind.
You're a huge step behind. The way that you're raised is so affecting as to how it goes. And there is no right or wrong way. Then that's the thing. Like you can't say in a book or like even 10 books, like how to raise someone the right way. Like I was raised or you were raised, like to be like a go-getter or something.
Right. That's
So
for sure. It's all about the habits that your parents instill in you at an early age.
But it wasn't even that my parents, this is the thing though, it's like, it's not even that they teach me it. They didn't even teach me much. They were just really nice to me all the time. And like, you'll see like parents that were like really disciplined with their children. Are you supposed to push your child to do more, or are you supposed to push your child to do less? And like, which one like leads to the best wage, but depending on like what their like ethnicity is.
Right.
And there's so many factors involved. And that's the thing, is like, I can't really decide on any opinion. I'm super neutral on everything.
10 pages. And is that of any book?
It's a nonfiction book.
You like to read? Like you could sit down and...
It was so hard I hated reading a year ago. I hated it with all my guts. And I thought it was pointless and I hated it so much. So like basically like I love reading, and I'm like, okay, well let me read something I actually like. So then I read, I think, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
Okay, I've heard of that.
But then I think I listened to a couple other audiobooks and I was like, I feel like powerful. There's some type of power with books, just because like if you know more avenues, you can go so much deeper with that.
I mean, we were just talking before, so before we continue any further, I want to give a shout out to this man. This is our first time like in person that we've met. You drove 45 minutes, and I really appreciate you for taking the time and doing this for continuing.
I'm gonna be honest, it's benefiting me at the end of the day, because you are a go-getter, and I'm not gonna like ignore someone that's like that. There's nobody like that these days. It's really hard, and people that are consistent with it. So when I see that you're a content creator and you do this consistently,
For sure.
I take a lot of value out of this. I mean, I'm getting stuff for my vlog, I'm getting stuff for your podcast, I'm getting recognition, and I feel like you're gonna blow up. So.
And your people are going to figure out about me, and my people are going to figure out about you. Exactly. It comes around all for full circle, but...
Have you seen my Twitter, dude? I feel like you like one of my tweets or something. Yeah, okay, so that's just where I express myself, and I get no traffic on there. What do you tweet about?
Special moments in my life are like small wins. I tweet about it.
Oh gosh.
Or most of the time, it's about like stuff I manifest.
Okay.
To the point where it's like so focused on how this moment is going to happen for me. Like I just tweet about it. For the longest time, I was manifesting about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went to a J. Cole concert.
Okay.
And I was manifesting it to the root about how I'm going to meet J. Cole at this time at this part of Amway.
Do you get that deep into the manifestation?
I have to.
Did it happen?
No. It's the thought that matters.
Maybe there's like a piece of the manifestation that you missed out on. Maybe there's like a book that you have to read that like says like part of it.
Maybe I don't truly know how to manifest.
I want to get into it. It's just like one of the things that I have a lower point score on in my notebook.
Talk about that real quick.
He's the world's leading high performance coach. He's trained billionaires to millionaires to average people.
Okay.
Being that he is the world's leading high performance coach, he's got to be doing something right. World's leading high performance coach, I think is what it has in his Instagram bio. When you see those accounts,
it's like the same thing where you go to any city and it's like best pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
In the back of your head, you're like, it's the same thing all around.
Yeah, like anyone else could be talking about this.
Yeah, for sure.
And the planner has 10 different categories where you plan out your life.
Okay.
One of them is health. One of them is like a spirit. One of them is finance. I was going to say my spirituality, I would like for it to go up, but I think like right now I would have to say it's probably like at a 3.
Is it out of a 10 scale?
Out of a 5 scale. So you tally up your scores at the end of the week. It gives you a score out of 100, just like a test.
Okay.
So I think I was at like a D when I started. And then I think the next week over, I think I was still at a D or something. But then the next week I was at like a C. And I was like, hold on. Like I look, cause what it did is it kept me conscious of like what was happening in my life. Now I'm at like a B. Yeah. And I feel amazing.
What are some of the key like points and benefits that you've seen change in your life that like has helped you for the better?
In the beginning, when I did all these things, it was a time waster. Now it's a time gainer. Before I started the challenge, I did one workout for 2 hours and like 30 minutes, or maybe even I actually scheduled 3 hours because by the time I showered and got back from the gym, 3 hours. And you might even be more, maybe like 4 because you play basketball. I don't know. So it gives you time because you're conscious of the things you have to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't stress me out. And it also does this. It doesn't stress you out anymore.
Really?
I'm not stressed out. I love my life.
I love when other people say that.
Yeah.
I love when they're at a good point. They're not satisfied, but they're at a good point where like things are rolling, things are going.
I'm low key like not satisfied, but like I'm just satisfied with like the journey, you know?
That's what I love most is how looking back and how I got there. I would look at what I was thinking a month ago. It's completely off and it's nowhere the standard that you want to be as a person. And then you're going to do the same thing the next month, the next year, and then 5 years, and you'll be proud of your progress and stuff. Usually, most of the days, what time do you wake up?
I messed up my schedule the past 2 weeks because with college, I'm going to have imperfections. I stayed up late editing on YouTube for Thursday to get my thing posted at 12 p.m.
I feel that.
I wanted to get that consistency, dude. I need to get it. I'm going to keep doing that because I'm going to value YouTube as my first priority. And then everything else below it because it's just what I love doing, and I can't see my college going over that. Like I want to do college as like a self-disciplinary act just to show people like I went through it, and watch me like not graduate, just drop out.
We look back in a couple of years.
It's like college is more or less like a thing where it's like a disciplinary act to see if you can do it because I want to bring myself to a level of intelligence that people have that what they think they have. Like, well, I'm intelligent. I went to college.
Yeah,
I think it's more or less like that's the only thing you do. You don't do anything else, and you're just kind of just
people just go to college and they just do the schoolwork. You know, they get their meals in and, you know, they go play, you know, basketball occasionally throughout the week. But otherwise, other than that, they don't do anything. They're sitting on their phone. They're doing Netflix.
I see that.
And I'm like, how do you not see all the time that has opened up for you?
I kind of think, and like I said, I may change my mind, is like some things are just meant for some people. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, do you think that? Or do you think, like, some people are just, like, can just change into that? I mean, I definitely think that, too. But, like, for the most part.
I feel people have to grow into things. And
you know, like how when they say, like, some people are just better, like, a math thinker?
Yeah.
And some people are just better at, like, a reading thinker, you know what I mean?
Or, like, how people are, like, test taking.
Yeah.
Like, they're just easy. They could just roll in,
Yeah.
not knowing any of the context, and they could get a decent grade.
That I would never understand. They're definitely, like, with the government or stuff.
I'm telling you, I'm the same way. I'm so bad with tests.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I know it's A. Yo, but it might be D, but then also it might be C, so I'm gonna do B. So it's like
I want to pick B, but I just had 3 straight Bs, so this can't be it. And then I go back up to like the top 3. I'm like, okay, if I just got 3 Bs here, but this one is definitely B, I have to go. I have to go and change one of those. So like somehow I'm wrong. It's just a big headache. And
I can do skydiving. I can do like I did like a backflip.
you've been skydiving before?
Yeah, I'll send you the video later. It's on my Instagram feed.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
That's one of my life bucket lists.
It's not a bucket list. Just do it.
I'm so afraid of heights and stuff too. One of the two things is skydiving, and I want to go into an ocean and do like those Shark Tank things.
Oh, you just mean swimming with sharks, not playing.
No, that's a different type of set of balls that you have to take. Just no cage.
Oh,
just
wait,
swimming
which one
in
are you
it.
talking about? With cage, without it, or like eventually both?
Same day, like if I'm in a cage, I think I can honestly say like within like 30 minutes, I'll say like, yeah, I could definitely just dip in there and just, just be surrounded with it.
There's like different areas or like different seasons. There's a lot of factors to consider. To swim with the sharks when they're not hungry, or like they just won't bite statistically at the time.
I love how, dude, this has been amazing. I love how my original question was, what time do you wake up?
Yeah.
And we're now talking about sharks. Like what kind of...
We should just start a podcast in itself, to be honest. Like just a separate.
But I've had other people like, yo, I want to do it, this and that. I'm like, okay, if we're going to do this, it's got to be not an even effort, but I got to see some stuff from you. So, I mean, I would be willing to do it, shoot it, edit it all by myself. But I don't want that, because if I have another person and they're not doing anything, I don't...
The way that you communicate with them, the way that they communicate with you, and if you don't feel like a connection, if you don't feel like you're there legitimate, I feel a strong connection with you as far as like the content you do and like the like effort that you put into it. I can see that you're a go-getter.
For sure.
Honestly, though, I haven't met anyone that's like the way that you do it, though, and like this that I've met personally. So... Have you met some? Because like this is what I'm thinking is like it's so rare, and I think like that's why I think it's genetic, is because how could it be not genetic if there's so little people doing it, like so low.
You mean with just like YouTube like content creators, or just like people that make videos that just film themselves?
It's like I can't. It doesn't like either one of those, but I just can't bring myself to think of a point like where I'm not making videos. I have to make videos. It's built into me.
I have days where I'll shoot 3 videos in a row, and I love it. But then there's days where, like, I'll pick up that guy right there, and I'm like, not today. Not today.
Yeah, bro, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
There are those days.
And I think you need to have those days in order to kind of, like, give yourself space and, like,
And it's not even about the equipment, because I was making them on my 3DS. I was making stop motion videos on my 3DS. I was making, like, all the time. Yeah. I was making, on my Nexus 7 in middle school, I was making short films all the time. Yeah.
A lot of my videos have been on this bad boy right here. And so when I get DMs on Instagram and they're like, yo, I want to do this. I want to start it. I'm like, yeah, totally. Start that YouTube channel. You don't know what you're doing. You're a chicken with no head. They're like, yeah, but I need a $500 camera. Yeah, I need a microphone. I'm like, you have one of the best cameras in the world right in your hand.
I gave up on convincing people, dude.
If you don't see it within yourself, it's kind of hard.
Because like don't you think like if they wanted to do it, they would already be doing it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you actually become a person who wants to do it later? Because remember how I said like I hated vlogging in the beginning and then I wanted to do it?
Yeah.
At least I liked making videos in the beginning. So I don't want to risk things. So like I don't want to accidentally go and spend my entire Sunday if it gives me the chance, like the risk of not being able to study for an extra hour for this test to be able to pass college, keep my ambassadorship, and edit the YouTube video. You know what I mean? It's all about the risk involved. So I feel like, and I was relating back to this is because what if it's just like the routine? What if it's just the fact that people don't have the right routine, that's the reason why they're not doing it?
Yeah. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Sometimes I go out with my friends and I'm at the point where like I'm really decisive about flat out yes, no. And you have to be that way. It's not even just going out. Like I find like with certain things and certain time I'm spending on like other things, I'm like, I definitely know there's other creators and there's other people.
Yeah, they're working harder than you.
Yeah, that they're working on it right now and they're ready to post a video tomorrow. Of they're planning out 3 videos throughout the week. So you spending 3-4 hours at a club with people that have no intentions with knowing who you are or like the same things that you do, it's just understand why people like continue to do it. And it's not just, going out to clubs or going out to parties.
Dude, you're joking. It's gonna give me the chills. I just said this in my last vlog.
Imagine if somebody gave you $86,400. He's like, and imagine if somebody took $10 away. How would it make you feel? Imagine if somebody took $40,000 away from you. So every $10 is a second of your time throughout the day. So you have to be really decisive with your time. You have to be selfish with it because you only get that certain amount of time that you're waking a day. And if you have things, boom, 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 I gotta get this done, later on down the road are gonna lap you, or they'll be on a level to where you could have been, but you decided to go out, or even not even just going out clubbing, but hanging around toxic people, hanging around.
That's a big thing. If you're hanging out with someone who doesn't do it as much, you just won't feel like you won't do it as much. Exactly. Like you won't want to. Like you literally will not want to. I see a lot of people hanging out with like, if you have I have a really, really big, like I have a lot of friends, but I think some people get that confused with like, oh, then you don't have a real friend group. And the reason why I don't have a real, people are like, oh, you're fake for like not talking to me for this amount of time. And I'm like, I'll talk to you for a little bit, but I can't stay in touch with you. It's nothing personal. Like I don't care if you want to get into nursing. It's just not me. I want to be with someone that wants to be, I want to talk to someone consecutively that wants to do the field. If you talk to people that talk about doing things and don't do them, you're talking to like non-actionable people. And I've already tried motivating them. I've already tried telling him all this, blah, 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 blah.
I'm really selective about who I talk to, who I give my time to. I'm really selective about that.
That's so good. That'll help you out so much.
I'll never understand people that they let their friends' opinions affect them so much to where they don't even have a say for themselves. They don't have like an opinion on anything. They just kind of coast, let their friends kind of push them to do things, and they're okay with it. But I see that a lot with like girls. Like a lot of girls, like they'll influence or they'll say an opinion like, no, you can't do that. And like the girl will be like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I can't do that.
From whose perspective? Like at a friend group?
Yeah, so if it's like a girl
relationship or a friend. Okay, gotcha.
Girl's a friend and friend, both girls. No, I want to go to the club. The other girl in the back of her head is like, no, I don't really want to go. I can be doing better things. But then they fold, and we're like, oh, okay, yeah, that does sound good. Okay, yeah, we are going. And then
you're talking about like, no, let's go. Come on, it'd be so much fun. Like I'll buy you a drink or something. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's when it's repetitive that it matters. It's about the habit. It's not even about going to the club like 5 times in a week. It's about like if you do that like every like month.
And that's not just with girls. It's with guys too. Like guys have a say.
No, I have a friend like that. I feel bad because I kind of pressure him but I pressure him into good things though. I'm like, let's go to the gym. Come on. They're not really doing anything bad. It took me a while to accept that some people just don't want to do things. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, people are like that. They just like to coast.
Yeah, and there's some people bring it to the extreme where in Hawaii when I was out there, people like to live homeless. Just because they have the option not to, but they just live on the side of the highway next to the beach. I mean, it's like Hawaii, but like you would think, but it's like still you're homeless.
It's all about like the mindset, because there's people that coast and they're like, they've been living like this for a while, and you're like, you know what? Honestly, it's not too bad. We want to strive, and like we sometimes like when we're doing a lot, we're not doing enough.
And it doesn't even hurt me. Like I just said, like I love my life. I wouldn't want to be doing anything other than what I'm doing right now. Like I think I'm at like a peak right now or something.
Dude, only talking for you in person, I love that. I love that you said that for sure. Let's talk about YouTube and being creators. Not just YouTube, but making videos, getting photos, and all that stuff. So right now, like one of your hardest like struggles with like the post-production, like editing-wise.
Knowing that I have college classes and clubs and doing more YouTube, even though I know I have to study more time for that. That's what sucks. Obviously, like with the amount of work that I have, it's like hard. Another struggle for me is I work so many long hours, and you do too. Those are nice shoes, dude. Yeah, I gotta get those.
I think he's hitting on me, dude. He's complimenting. He likes my sweatshirt.
Because the way Tim dresses is the way that I ideally want to dress. I feel like it's like more like a LA vibe or whatever.
An LA?
Yeah, like more like it's like you're like a I don't know how to explain it.
When I first started, I had no listeners, and I was like, but I really want to do this. I'm a big fan of it, and I was like, honestly, I had like 3-4 different names before I decided to call it the Hofacker Show. And probably in a couple years, it's probably going to change. I don't know.
No, bro. No, dude, you have to. I love this name. Once you learn it, dude, it's like not one of those brands where like you get it on the spot, but once you know it, you know it. I can't say faux hacker again. I have to say Hofacker. Like my biggest problem was mixing up the F and the O and the H. Yeah, bro, it's dope. I love it, but it doesn't represent anything yet, though, right? Or does it?
It doesn't have to represent, but it correlates. And so I have all my boys. They're actually, they're here, but
you just have like 8 people. He has like 8 people in his living room right now.
Yeah. Last night, quick story time. We went to Halloween Horror Nights.
It's kind of scary. You get spooked a little bit.
Yeah, I had a couple of times where I'm just, pissed my pants. I'm like looking around the corner, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna stick to you. Yeah, but yeah, it was a good time. But I didn't get back here until like 3 o'clock. I didn't go to bed till 5 a.m.
That's why he told me to text him when I'm 15 out. I'm like 15 out. He's like, all right, time to get up.
I had bags, I had crusty eye, yeah, all that, the whole thing. But what I was saying is I didn't have like a support system or a fan base or people. Like I was really nervous. I was like, are people gonna listen to this?
Were you like? I feel like you were booming in high school then. You had like a peak in high, or like you were like people knew you and stuff. I guess. I guess they did. You played basketball.
I played basketball for 3 years. My senior year, I didn't play because of COVID. So I wasn't one of those like main guys on the team though. Like, and people knew of me.
What do you have to do to become that main guy on the team?
I was just I'm a crafty point guard. Like I get to my spots and I like to distribute the ball. But anyway, during COVID or when we came back like from COVID, I was really nervous about going into school. Like, what are people gonna think of me? They're gonna label me as a YouTuber.
Oh, because you did it during COVID.
Yeah, and I started to make videos, and over COVID, like, dude, I put my stuff out.
If someone looks at you bad, like that's just nowadays. It's kind of like it's so cool to do it.
Yeah, but I didn't view that way because I didn't know anybody at my school or even in the area that I lived in that was known for doing that. So I took a big step forward and I was like, okay, for the longest time I was really nervous. And like whenever people to like point at me or talk about me, like, yo, he's the guy that makes videos on YouTube. And I'm like, and I just like, I get in the shell.
Do people really say that? Yo, he's the guy that makes videos on YouTube. People say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're the weird person.
I don't think it's weird. I like it. I mean, now I'm to the point where like, I like it. I'm like, okay, you watch my videos? Like, that's really cool to me. And it's still, even people when they come up to me like, yo, I love your videos. And that's just like, it melts my heart. I'm like.
But have you ever heard someone talking with their friend saying, yo, that's the person who makes YouTube videos?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what?
And then like I'll be walking with my buddy and I look at them and they're like, oh, and then I test them. I'm like, oh, pull up your phone. I was like, are you subscribed? And they're like,
Are you serious? You test them?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't care to test them. I feel like that's just so, don't do that, dude. That's mean, dude. Cause like, they're just trying to be like in a not uncomfortable situation. Like, how do they feel after you say that? They're like, oh damn, bro, my heart's broken.
No. I've had a couple instances, in high school, not here. I test them. I was like, yo, you subscribe? And they're like, yeah, bro. And then I was like, all right, pull up your phone. And then they literally type it in and just got that big red subscribe button.
Yeah.
I was like,
on the app too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, that's funny how that works. And they're like, oh man, bro, I'm gonna hit subscribe right now, post bell notifications, all
dude,
that.
But it's not even about. I feel like people like they will listen eventually. Don't take it personal if someone doesn't listen to your stuff or watch your stuff or like at all, because even if they're your friends, because like. Eventually, if you believe in yourself and you believe your stuff is good enough, people will eventually just tune in.
Exactly. If you're really proud of your work, you have to be the biggest fan of your work.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
If you're not, then how are you going to try and convince other people to like it if you don't even like it?
Exactly.
So my thing is, with every video that I make,
just keep trying until you hit the video that you like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in my opinion, not to brag, I love every video that I make.
I do too.
Good, bad, ugly. Even if other people say, yo, I didn't really like that one. Oh, I thought that was one of my best videos that I made.
Exactly. That's how we are in this industry. Is like you have to be bold or else like be bold or be
You have
nothing.
to be intent. You have to be strict. Because if not, then you're not going to get your point across. Advice from me, Michael, to you guys listening is make content that will age like fine wine in the long run. Like fine wine. Like if you hear artists, music, once you hear the album, like initially you're like, trash. I'm not a big fan of it. 5 years down the road, you keep listening. I'm like, oh my God. And then you wish you would have went back and listened to it like it was the first day it came out.
And that's the thing about content.
But you just even like listen to music, like you just don't know.
Social media is determined, but your money is determined by the level of trust. And like I always say, like trust is currency on social media. So like when you're doing it,
that was a bar.
Yeah.
Trust is currency.
Trust is currency. Trust is currency.
When's the album coming out?
Dude,
do you make music? Do you rap?
No, I don't. I'm not good at that. I mean, it runs in the family, is what I'm saying.
What, music?
Yeah.
You make music?
No, it runs in the family. I used to.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Nobody does that.
I'm gonna hit you with 3 questions. Name me your top 3 like creators.
Everything. I'm a person who gets influenced extremely easily. So like whatever I'm watching at the time, that's how my YouTube videos are going to start looking. Right now, I'm on a David Dobrik streak, and I'm copying everything he's doing. I'm going by the book, exactly how he's doing it, and I'm trying my absolute best to make it my own. I'm trying so hard, and I can't because he's a genius.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that David Dobrik copied Casey Neistat in the beginning and then made it his own. So I'm kind of like going off of what he. So basically, like everyone's a genius at one point, but you have to make it your own to make it like, because that's the only way you can really go up is like, or that's one of the bigger reasons is that you'll make it unique to yourself, I guess. Yeah. So David Dobrik, Casey Neistat. I don't know. I love every creator, but recently with TikTok. I can't watch YouTube videos. They're so long. I can't, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it messed up my retention span. It's not worth my time anymore. I'm sorry, bro. I skip through your videos because I love your videos, but I just can't. That's why I'm doing so. Okay, so here's what David Dobrik's philosophy on it. Remember when Vine was a thing? It was 6 seconds. People's retention spans. If you're trying to get people to go from TikTok to YouTube, you have to do the same thing. Or like a good thing that works is if your videos are. That's why I'm trying to make mine real short. Even though I'm not going to get the monetization fully out, is utilize David's strategy in that sense. So this is what I'm saying is like whoever I watch at the time is who I'm watching. I watch a lot of YouTubers. I subscribe to a lot of people. It just depends on what's on my recommended and how short the video is at this point. But what about you? What are your top 3?
Right now, shout out to my man Destroying. He makes football content. Okay. Destroying is 1 right now.
Oh, yeah, my 3rd is Hofacker. Subscribe.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. We'll go Logan Paul. Yeah, he knows a lot of these guys. They know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, exactly what they're doing. So I would say those 2, and then probably the last one is honestly I would say let's go myself.
Logan. I watch my stuff so much.
Yeah. You have to. Like I said, you have to be your own fan.
If you're a YouTuber, you'll watch your YouTube videos before you watch anyone else's. If you literally believe in what you're doing, just because like you just love seeing, because you put so much work into that edit. Sometimes you'll spend 12 hours editing a video, a 4-minute video, 4 to 6 minutes. And
because there's like times where like I would stop editing a video and then I'll look back, I'll come back to it the next day. I'm like, this is terrible. I need to you need to take a step back. I'm like, but at the time you're like, this is so good.
It's really helpful because you can actually cut out the pieces. Because because people don't know this if they're not editing. Like if you go back another day, you realize this part's boring. I'm gonna cut this out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it takes a day for you to realize, or a day or 2. I feel like the longer time you wait, it's almost like the better.
It gives you clarity.
Yeah, it's weird, dude.
Give me a top 3.
Oh man, we're different.
Artists, rappers of all time. Give me a top 3.
Plug Trevor Wesley. Trevor, if you're watching, I could put this part in the podcast. Trevor, if you're watching, I mess with your music and we should definitely collab. I want to make a music video
What's
for you.
What's his name? Trevor
Wesley.
Trevor Wesley.
He's the best, dude. I put all my friends. I definitely deserve to work with you, Trevor. Mr. Trevor.
Mr.
Wesley. Yeah.
Mr. Wesley.
Yeah.
So that's number 1 for you?
And I'm a person that looks up my mood and that's what I listen to.
Looks up your mood, like the playlist.
Yeah, like you're happy and you look up like happy music, or you're sad, you type in sad. Like that's literally just me.
Really?
Yeah, that's so me.
That's funny. I don't think I've ever met somebody does that.
Okay, I like Ross Lynch. Yeah, he has some pretty nice stuff. Ross
Lynch, isn't that from
Austin and Ally and all that stuff?
He makes music.
Yeah, bro. Check this out. He has see what we got, dude. Lil Nas just dropped some fire stuff. It's like kind of, I don't know.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
You like him,
dude? It's just because like his stuff is catchy. You know what I mean? It's a bit, but I'm not big into like. See, I'm a person. I can't memorize lyrics.
Really?
I will listen to something forever and I can't memorize it.
See, with me, I only listen to songs that tell a story.
That's awesome. I love it. I wish I could understand it.
Yeah, and then sometimes I look it up. I'm like, what is the meaning of this? Why is he explaining this? And I'm like, oh my god, I love that song 10 times more now.
Oh, you look it up? Okay, I don't care to.
No, well, I mean, it's only sometimes because listening to it, I've been listening to it for so many years. I'm like, what? No, last question. Do you know what a life mantra is?
Oh, what is it?
A mantra. So it's something. It's either a quote or a saying that you live by.
What's a quote that you live by?
One of my guys on the podcast, he said, never turn down any opportunity.
Never turn down any opportunity. Okay. Well, now you're going to be, actually, that's a really good one. That's actually really well-rounded.
What?
That one right there. That's really well, that's a really well-rounded quote. But
yeah, I like that.
I hate that you picked such a perfect one, but that's a really good one.
It's good though.
No, but let me pick another one that's like a little bit more dumbed down where people live by. Let's see. Time is money.
I like that one too. That's good. Yeah.
I've actually been speaking to someone about this on a podcast for about, I think, like 2 years now. No one ever invited me to a podcast until just now, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I was your first appearance.
Yeah. It's called talking about things.
I use this space Obviously, because like on the camera on my YouTube, I'm kind of like an entertainer. I don't like to do like I'm one person here and then another person here. I don't like to do that, but and I also like to use this to like give a platform for you and like to have as much and as many people from all different types of backgrounds and have them just have a place for them to just, you know, tell their story or tell on a topic. So that was my last question. You killed it. If it was kind of all over the place. Once again, Michael, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you for driving 45 minutes and sitting here for almost 2 hours, an hour and 40 minutes, knocking this out.
Then you're meant for this. It's your destiny.
It's my destiny.
It's Jesus calling.
Just, you know, it's my genetics.
Yeah. It's all about genetics, guys. Remember, if you want to do this, you can.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. If you're not 6'8", 250 like LeBron, if you guys are listening on either Spotify or iTunes or Apple Podcast, make sure you leave a review out of 5 stars, just real quick on this episode. Any thought? And then if you're watching on YouTube, appreciate you for watching to this point. If you guys are friends of Michael, or if you know of Michael, or if you never met him and you appreciate for stuff that he said, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And then make sure you guys like this one up. And then last thing, Sunday, I dropped my first. I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to
I'll talk about it, dude.
Up.
This is the best thing because this is the kind of brand that I would wear. Get the light blue one because the print is the best, and or get that one right there because the black with the white. Yeah. I don't care which one you get. I got 2 of the tank tops and I got that one. I think. Yeah. These are actually comfortable, and get them in like an exercise up so you get them like loose and stuff because no one likes it tight.
Get them a little bigger so that way, and then you can put them in a wash, and then
and they're cheap too. They're actually a good price. So, yeah, go check him out. He doesn't make that much commission off of it even. So
I do it for you guys. I'm doing it for if you guys watch my YouTube, I do it so that way you guys can feel part of like a community. I want you guys to rep it. I want you guys to feel comfortable, confident. When you wear it, it's your job to, you know, represent. So, and if you guys want to connect with Mike, I'm going to put his Instagram stuff down below. People that are listening.
Yeah, MICHAELPARI_.
Yep. So you guys shoot him any DM. He's willing to talk to any of you guys if you guys have any questions. He's open. I appreciate you guys for watching. Once again, hit the subscribe button. This is the Hope Factor Show. Peace out.